Hello everyone and welcome back to round 4 of our RSL Active's Veteran and First Responder Yoga. It's great to see your amazing faces here and I hope you had a great long weekend. And then for those who are doing the playback, welcome to you as well. And I'm pretty sure that it might be one of you guys that might be looking at the playback afterwards. So there, we're going to give you a big thumbs up. All right, so this week we're going to be going through a 60-minute beginner-friendly and beginner-level yoga flow. And as always, we'll be taking it a little bit start and stop, so then that way we can get used to the flows. So we'll be flowing today, but for what is best for your body. So you know what's best for your body and your movement for today. So each week and each day is a little bit different of how we feel in the body. So be kind, and then when we go internal and we land on our mat in the moment, that's where we can take a bit of a scan and see what needs a little bit more TLC today. Now, also, if you find yourself in pain, pain's no good. So you could back off from that. Some discomfort is great because if you're stretching muscles that you haven't stretched before or in a long time, that it might challenge you. However, I don't want you to injure yourself, so I'll be giving cues, and then you'll see in front of you we've got a whole number of props, being the chairs, the blocks, the blue things are little knee mats. So we'll be trying to aim to get onto the floor as well. And I know if you're not comfortable with being on the floor, it's also okay because I will give chair options for you. So there's options for everyone. As always, it's trauma informed. So trauma informed meaning that you have a choice, which also means if you need to take a break or if you just need a rest or don't want to do a particular pose, that's also cool and part of yoga. As you know your body best. So then that way, if you need to take a break, you could also go and grab a drink of water. I'll probably need a few drinks as well because I'm gas bagging and guiding you through. So you could have that available with you. So having said that, let's take a seat either on the mat or on the chair, whatever's most comfortable for you. And let's just arrive here. And then also as well, if you are a carer for someone else, and you need to have your phone on, that's absolutely cool. If the phone goes off at any stage, just go and attend to it, so that's all right. If you don't, phone's on silent, please. All right, excellent. There we go. See this one here? Did anyone go to the Raw show? Has anyone been yet?
Going on Thursday.
Going on Thursday. All right, so we'll do a little bit more reset the gyroscope then, because my kids were taken by their nana on the weekend, and they're old enough to go on, but they like to see her turn green in the face with the rides. So they were on the spinny rides and she was like, I've just had a hot dog or a pie and chips, and now you want to go on the Gravitron or the Vomitron that they call it. Oh, the Vomitron. I know. Well, she was down from Broome and wanted to take them out for a good time. So we'll hook into some of that and some of the balances. But for the moment, if you're comfortable there in your seat, I ask you to close down your eyes. You're in a safe space. Or you could just take a soft gaze in front of you, just looking down. And we won't shape the breath yet, but we will just go internal and give yourself a body scan as we arrive onto our mat. And this week, while we're doing our body scan, I'm going to also offer a theme, or you could set your own intent while we're doing this as well. It's called I Am. This week, we'll explore a personalized breath affirmation meditation. So take a moment to tune inward and ask yourself the question, what positive affirmation do I need to hear today? And trust the first thought that comes to mind. As you inhale, mentally repeat your chosen affirmation. Allow it to fill your mind and heart with positive energy. And then as you exhale, let go of any doubts or distractions. Anchoring yourself in the present moment. And then repeat this a few times until I guide you to stop. So now we'll begin to bring that to a close, and let's set the collective intention to harness the power of our breath. And lastly, mentally repeat your chosen affirmation. Fantastic. All right, crack your eyes open, everyone. Now, when we do these meditations, and sometimes if we've not done meditation before, we start to have this wheel in our mind, start to think, oh, am I doing this right? Am I meditating? It's not working for me. Those are little things that happen. So we all know that the little wheel is going to be turning. We might start checklisting. We might be doing these things. And the whole point of meditation is noticing that these things are there, but knowing that we don't have to take action and just accepting that we know that they're there for later on because we've set that time and intent to be able to do this. Now, the breath in meditation, they say that it's important because that's what helps us come back to the anchor. So if we feel the little bird on our shoulder or find ourselves wandering off, we could say, okay, yeah, cool, I'm wandering a little bit, and then focus back on the breath. And that's part of the meditation. And then when we're doing the movements within yoga as well, that helps us prepare our body to be able to then, in Shavasana at the end of the class, is to be able to sit down there and let our nervous system reset for the work that we've done during the session. All right, so let's now, this week, we've done a few different parts of the breath. So I'm going to start off, we'll warm up the breath, and then I'm going to take you through what we call Ujayi breath, just to start off our lessons. All right, so this time, let's just loosen up a little bit if you're in the chair as well. All right, so we're going to imagine a balloon, and this week, I want you to really concentrate on just noticing what happens in your body when we take the air in, and then how we're going to take it in. So we're going to do a few different ways just to be able to expand our chest and our belly, deep belly breathing. And then when we let go of the breath, is just let it sink out and then let the balloon come out. All right, so what we're going to do first is what I like to call the straw breath. It's like sipping through a straw. And what that does is it allows us to get lots of air in quickly, but it goes really deep. So when we do this, and then when we let it go, just let it out. So just even if you want to pretend that you're sipping through a straw, even with the kids, you're going to be going to the Royal Show or whatever, you go to Macca's or wherever, is that sipping through the straw, and we're going to imagine that. So with me now, and we're going to do it for a count of 3, is sip in through that straw and just notice where the air goes. Maybe you might put your hand on your belly just to see where that might go. So with me, inhale, 2, 3. Excellent. All right. We'll do that again. Inhale. One more sip. Relax the shoulders. One more sip. Maybe notice this time to see if you feel as the air comes to the midsection, to see your ribs might expand a little bit. Let's see if we could feel for that. Ready? Inhaling. Another sip. One more sip. Relax the shoulders, and if you do need to let go beforehand, that's also cool. All right, let's do this one more time. Inhaling through the straw. Hold. One more sip. Relax. One more sip, and then fantastic. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to teach you what we call Ujayi breath. So we're going to do this through a couple of movements, again in stages, so that you get the hang of it. So let's all now open our mouth. So this is a bit of nasal mouth breathing at the moment, and there's nothing wrong with mouth breathing. We're just learning how to find out where the air's going. So I want you to notice where the air goes. Open mouths, right? And we're going to take a breath in. Where does the breath go in? Did you notice that there's something a little bit different from where the air goes? Right? It might be a little bit higher here, as opposed to pushing it down here. But this is where we're expanding this with the open breath. Right? Let's go again. One more time. Now, I want you to imagine a mirror. And we're trying to fog it up like this. So when we do this on the out breath this time, instead of letting go, I want you to imagine that you're in the bathroom getting ready. Someone's taking you out for lunch or something like that. It might be an anniversary, All right, and you're dialing yourself up and you're there in the mirror and it gets a little bit foggy. So let's try that, right? So inhaling. And we're doing a gentle push. Let's do that one more time. Fantastic. Now this time, I want you to give it a go through the nose and see what the air does, and have a notice to see what that difference is compared to breathing in through an open mouth. But with the out breath is breathing out with an open mouth. So inhaling. Fantastic. Shake it off. And because we're doing a little bit of breathing here and we're really oxygenating our body, you may feel that you get a little bit lightheaded. And if you feel the need to stop for a moment, that's fine. We're in a safe space. But we're just breathing oxygen, so it's nothing that's going to kill you, okay? So if you do feel lightheaded, just break for a moment. Okay, let's go through the nose again. Inhaling. Open the mouth. Fantastic. All right, so that's the first or second part to what we're calling the Ujayi breath in yoga, or ocean breath. Other people call it the Darth Vader sound, but you know, I think that trying to keep a positive note here is the ocean breath, because I like the ocean. All right, so what we're doing on the out breath now, we'll do the same thing. Breathe in through the nose and then out through the open mouth. But what I want you to do is maybe take the top of your tongue and place it on the roof of your mouth with the same out breath. So we'll do one with the open breath, and on the second one, we'll put the tongue to the top of our mouth, and then you'll feel that difference, right? So from here, inhaling, open mouth only. Fog the mirror. Next one is the tongue goes to the roof of the mouth, inhaling. Keep the mouth open. See how you get that ha sound? All right, so what I want you to do is we'll do that one more time with that same breath and the tongue on the roof of our mouth, mouth open. All right, inhaling. Tongue. Fantastic work. All right. Next one is now, when we breathe out, is going to be mouth closed, tongue on the roof of the mouth, but the air will actually divert and come out through your nose, all right, when we're breathing out. So same thing again, inhaling through the nose, tongue, close your mouth. Yes. Did you notice that? It becomes like an ocean sound. So the sound that we're looking for with the slight constriction in the back of the throat, or that tongue that helps pushing it up, is what we call an ocean sound. And it's the same as trying to put your ear to a shell and hearing that ocean breath. And that's what we're going to call the Ujayi breath. Okay, so that from here, you could close your eyes down. We're going to practice this now several times. I'll guide you through the first couple, and then afterwards, I want you to go through 5 in your own time just to get a bit of a depth, right? So take as long as you need to breathe in, and then I want you to explore breathing out as what comfortable is feeling for you. So I'll just do it for a count of 3, but you could go up to 5 or 10 or however long you feel. So close your eyes down and take that soft gaze. And this is part of the arriving on the mat as well. So inhaling, 2, 3, Ujayi breath out. 2, 3, inhaling, Ujayi breath out, 2, 3, inhaling one more time, Ujayi breath, 2, 3, and now I invite you to explore this for 5 counts on your own time. And then while you do this, I'm just going to reiterate again, as we're landing on our mat, that affirmation while you're exploring the breath. Right? Is as you inhale, mentally repeat your chosen affirmation, allowing it to fill your mind and heart with positive energy. And then as you exhale, let go of any doubts or distractions, anchoring yourself in the present moment. And repeat this for the rest of your breaths. And then once we're finished, we can crack your eyes open. Awesome. And if you finished as well, maybe whack your hand on your heart center, so at least then that gives me a indication that we're all finished with our breaths. Fantastic. Yes. Cool. Sarita?
When you exhaling after you take the breath and you put your coil down, you close your mouth or you can open?
Now keep it, close it. So that was just trying to do it. So it was just teaching you how to get that sort of ocean breath on the way out. So if you feel it, try it one more time, right? Okay. It's doing the same thing. Tongue, close the mouth. Just be gentle with it, yeah? And then you'll feel that the air actually diverts through your nose, and it doesn't feel like it's escaping through your mouth. It automatically will divert through your nose. Your body is a very, very smart instrument, and it'll do that automatically. So when we're actually going in and we're saying connecting our movement to the breath, that's what we're trying to aim to be able to do, and which we'll be actually going through with the next flows once we get into the flow. All right, so let's do a little bit of spinal warming, and then being a bit mindful from the seat here. If you need to switch the legs out as well, that's all cool, or in the chair. Let's now start to do some spinal warm-ups as well. All right, so going from the ground in, we're just feeling the base of our sit bones. So if you jiggle them around, you feel your two sit bones jiggling, right? If you're even in the chair, that's what we're looking to aim to do. All right, so from here, you could probably have your hands on the floor or down in between. Is scooping the air up again, Ujayi breath through the nose, and then breathing out as we come down. And the last thing to release is our head as we come down. 2, 3, inhaling, scooping up, looking to the thumbs, and then breathing out. 2, 3, pause. Inhaling as we're coming up. This is the last one of this one. 2, 3, pause, and inhaling. Thumbs to sky. Now we're going to do what we call cactus arms as we exhale. Exhale as we bring our arms to the side, or hands up, freeze. Inhaling and then coming down. Some of us might have had some tight shoulders or shoulder operations. This is good to open up and feel the shoulder blades moving or noticing where they are. For some slight movements here, inhaling, lubricating our shoulders, as well as connecting the breath, inhaling to the movement. Exhaling. Inhaling again. This is a bit different. Right, with me, we're going to turn to your left and my right. As we twist, we're going to look at keeping both sit bones on the floor. Maybe we might reach across. Yes, standing tall for 2 breaths now. And noticing where the air goes when we do our Ujayi breath. So inhaling, maybe we might notice that our chest expands, and then again, inhaling to come out of that now, hands up, and then down. Other side now again, inhaling. We're going to go to cactus arms first, exhaling. Inhaling. Body twist. Arm comes across to the knee to support, hand comes down, and we could support with our back standing straight. Yes, that's fantastic. 2 breaths here. Fantastic. 1 more. Inhaling to come out of it, looking to the hands, and then all right, fantastic work, everyone. So I just wanted to, when you're doing this, is that we're going to be rotating on this axis, right? So if you go to the kebab shop and you'll be looking at the skewers turning around, so we don't want to be leaning too much. We can have some time for leaning. So what we're going to imagine for these next couple is we're just rotating. So if you don't need to rotate the whole way, if you feel that you rotate here, what we're imagining is both sit bones are coming down and we're rotating from the top of our head like this, right? Or if you're a woodworker on the lathe, right, that's where we're rotating from. There's no need to lean over, because if this is what the arm's going to do, it's going to come across and provide a support. The backhand, when we turn, just gives us enough to be able to reach and provide us the support to sit straight. So maybe let's just try that again. So from here, let's inhale, turning to your left, and then rotate. Hand comes down first onto the, yes, fantastic. And then this hand maybe comes down for support or to the side of the chair, right? You could put it to the side of the chair if that helps there. And that's helping us keep straight, yeah? And then release slowly. Fantastic. Right, so if we're in the chair and we don't have anything to grab to, you could actually go down and reach for the leg down. I'll give you an example. So for whoever's sitting on the chair, I'll give an example. But if you're sitting on the ground, we'll be turning to your right and my left. So from here, inhaling. Step 2 is to start turning up to the top like this. Start turning. Yes. Maybe the hand comes across now to the knee. Yes. Yeah. And then now this backhand comes to the back of the chair. Yes. And we're still sitting straight. And then from here, we might then look over our shoulder. Yes. So we're going to be looking at the car, looking for the blind spot. Yep, that's it. No cars there. And then inhaling. Hands up and then down again. All right, this is where our neck, we can have a bit of a loosen of our neck. We're going to come up again now. One more breath in. One more time each side. As we breathe out, hand comes across. We're going to look to the right. Maybe the hand might come down for support. And then do 2 full breaths here. That's it, that's it. Bring your hand down. Yep, onto the back. See, yes, yes. So then that way you're sitting up straight. Yes, fantastic. Yes. And then looking over your left shoulder. Looking at the blind spot of the car. Inhaling. One more time. Hands to sky. As we rotate the other way now. Hand comes down across the leg. Back hand comes to the back leg of the chair or as support on the ground. We're sitting up straight. Inhaling. Exhaling. Loosen the shoulders. Inhaling. Exhaling. And then seeing if you could engage the Ujayi breath. Hands up now, coming out of it, and then down. So, you know, with the Ujayi breath, that's an ideal way to go. But if you don't have it, that's also fine because we're still breathing out and we're connecting the breath to it. So it's just like, okay, well, I've learned something new today, and if I remember to do it, it's fine. I'll cue you in. Or if I don't, that's absolutely fine as well. All right, so that's our little back warm-ups with our stretches. Now let's hook in, if we can stand up, actually, at the moment. Or if you're comfortable on the floor, maybe on the hands and knees, yes, we're going to come in. So I'm going to give 2 options. For those on the floor, right, so if you're on the chair, stay in the chair for the moment. We're going to come to what we call tabletop. So for those on the floor, if you need the knee pads, I invite you to use the knee pads, right? And this is what we call tabletop. So what I want you to feel for here, right? Take your time. Yes, excellent. So for those who, yes, exactly. And this could be a bit of a harsh motion if we haven't done this with our wrists, right? So try and have equal weight. So our hands are splayed slightly, so that means that they're open. And we're going to place them down so that when we look down, they're directly underneath our shoulders, so shoulder width apart. Hands are underneath our shoulders. Fantastic, yes. Excellent. Now, our knees are underneath our hips. Yes. Now, get your feet, maybe get the tops of them, and maybe sort of do a bit of like you're swimming, right? Little baby kicks, right? And that's what we're doing. We're feeling the tops of our feet on the mat. Right, now I just want you to feel there if you're doing this, right? If you're in a tabletop, and I want you to sort of warm up your wrists, so put a little bit of weight on and just move around for a moment. For those in the chair, we're going to be doing this slightly different, and this is what we're going to be doing. So from here, look at your feet, and I want them to be either just in of the legs of the chair or the same width as the chair. So we're really setting our base for the tabletop. Now come across here a little bit with your hands, open them up, and maybe look at each hand in the corner of the chair. Right, so that's giving us a good hand width. That's our shoulder width. Our hands might be slightly splayed, and then our feet are in the same position here. So we can actually come in, and that's our tabletop. So what we're doing is hinging from our hip. Yes. Right, that's it. And then you could keep your gaze down to between your fingers, right? So that's keeping what we call a neutral back, so our neck's not stretching the base of our neck. And then from here, all right, so what I'm gonna do is, you can do this as well if you're on the chair. Right, so from our tabletop is what we call cat-cow, and this is helping flex and stretch our spine. So from here, the first movement, for those who are on the ground, right, as well in tabletop, is to dip your belly and then look up or look forward maybe 45 degrees and dip your belly and then stick your tailbone up. Right, that's it. That is called cow. And then we exhale and we're going to push away with our hands, push the ground away with our knees, and maybe you might feel the tops of our feet. Tuck your chin in, and we're arching our back, right? Or we're stretching our back the other way towards the sky. And this is called cat. So we inhale, come the other way. So inhale as we now dip our chest. Inhale, dip the chest and look forward, yes, without stretching the neck. And then exhaling. And then lifting our spine towards the sky and pushing the hands away. So those who are on the floor, I want you to explore this for several motions. Breathing in as we do our cow, right? So dipping the belly, dip the belly, breathe in, yes. Breathe out, push the ground away, yes. Now in the chair, that's exactly the same. So with the chair, we can do the same. And it's just a slight motion as we're looking up slightly, and then that helps us arch our back a little bit. And then afterwards, we're going to push our back away and push away with the chair. So that is our cat-cow motion, because we're still flexing and doing the spine. Are you okay? Are you a bit lightheaded? Yeah. Okay, I'll go and take a seat there for a moment. Okay. Okay. So from here, yes. Dipping the belly, yes. In the chair, yes. And then pushing away, yes. Fantastic. I'm just going to come and help with the correction. That's okay. That's all right. So I'll just get you to explore that a little bit more. Yeah. So what we're doing is when we look up, look here. Yeah. Yeah. Fantastic. And then we're just sort of dipping our belly a little bit. There we go. And then when we breathe out, tuck your head in and look. Take your gaze to there, and we're pushing our back in. So it's only a small movement, which you'll feel here and there. Is that all right if I touch? Yeah. Yeah. No. That's good. No, that's fantastic. It's only a small motion. Yeah, because we're learning to, we're flexing our spine. Yeah, it looks good. No worries. Excellent work, everyone. How are you going with this one here? Yes, excellent. And then breathing out. Yes, that's it. Yeah, so the difference, what helps you with the spinal bit is to take the gaze here and then to your chair. So fantastic work.
Yeah, no.
Alrighty, guys, that's amazing. Okay. All right, cool. So we're connecting our breath to our cat-cow. All right, so if you come up now, just maybe shake your hands off, because that could be a little bit of pressure. Fantastic. All right, so if we are on the floor, what I'm going to ask you to do is give you another rest position. So this can be a bit harsh or like tiring on the wrists after a while. So what we're going to do is, if you have the ability to do so, you can also grab a block. That might help. But what we're going to do is maybe take another hand step forward with your hands. Yes. And then we're going to push our tailbone back towards our feet. So push the tailbone back towards your feet slowly. And then if you can, maybe you might get a block, is place the block down or on your head. And this is called child's pose. Right, we don't need to stretch our hands out. This is a resting pose. But if you've not done it for a while, it might be a little bit difficult on the knees. So that's why you can actually put the block underneath here to sit back on the block as well, if that's more comfortable for you. Right, so from there, and then breathe in, coming back up to tabletop. That's a little flow in itself. All right, so what we're doing is lengthening our spine as well. So this is so step one. Hands forward. Yeah. And then step two is push our hips back, push your hands away from the mat, and coming into child's pose. Maybe you might grab a block for your head. Maybe you might grab something for underneath your knees or your butt. And then we're going to take 2 breaths here. One more, inhaling. It's a restorative pose, but we could also make it active. But from here, we're going to inhale and then come back up to our chair. Fantastic. Now, if we're on the chair, right, so I'm giving the options here from our cat-cow. It's as simple as this. So from here, we breathe in, and then we breathe out, and then we might then place our hands down and forearms down on the chair, and then just loosen our head. You may want to also grab a block and then rest your head here. So if we're coming from our tabletop, all right, so I want you to explore that a little bit more, going from our tabletop down into, yes, into child's pose. Fantastic. Now imagine that your tailbone is lengthening the spine. Yes. From here, if we're in the chair, we can grab our head and then place our forearms down. So that's it. Reach up towards the back of the chair. Yes. Fantastic. I'm going to come and help you out. No, you're doing very well. So from here, when we go to push back, put your hands up here.
Right up there.
Yeah, right up here.
Yeah.
Right up here.
Yeah.
And then you can probably place your elbows down a little bit. There we go. And then we can rest at it. So what we might do then is grab the block, and then you could rest your forehead on there. Yeah, it's just a restorative pose, right? Fantastic. Yes. Cool. Excellent. You're right, big fella? Cool. Here, yeah, yes. Do you need this? Will that help? When you place? You're doing so well, everyone. And this is challenging, right? Because when we go back, we're actually lengthening our spine and then stretching our shoulders as well as connecting the breath. All right, fantastic. All right, let's all now come to tabletop. I'm going to teach you a couple of things to get back up here. So from tabletop, everyone, and everyone's in the seated position. So I'll start with the seated, because seated is more from the seat. And then from here, we breathe in. We're going to come up to our standing pose. Simple there, yes. Fantastic work, right? And if you need to take a moment to take a breather, that's fine. And then from here, I'm going to teach those who are in this position how to be able to get up. We're going into downward dog quickly. So from here, if you're with me, right, so first thing is the right leg comes back. So keep your hands in the same position. And then our toes, we're tucking our toes. So push that leg back, yes. Right, there we go. Second leg back, push up position. Right, from there. And then what we're going to do is you can move you can walk your hands or you walk your feet towards it, however you want. Yes. And then standing up. Amazing work. Yes, or you could come up slowly. Yes. Fantastic. Awesome. Ooh, are you okay? Are you all right? Your socks slipped. Are you okay? Is he mucking around? Are you all right, big fella? Did you lose traction? Did you lose traction, mate? No. Yeah, okay? You all right? All right. How are you feeling?
Good, yeah.
Good?
All
Yeah,
right.
awesome.
Yeah, no worries.
Cool. If we are on the chair though, there's other ways to be able to get up as well. So if we're doing this and we're on the ground, it's that stage where we come in, one foot, the other foot, then standing up. So I'll give a demonstration. Do you need help? There we go, yes. Fantastic. So I'm just going to give a quick demonstration of what I was meaning before, so you could see it from the floor and then also from the chair. So from here, and we're building up our core strength as well. So standing in plank position, right? Drill sergeant's not going to be making you do 50, but we'll be working up towards it. So what we're doing is our hands are splayed and then we tuck our toes. From here, it's 2 stages. Left foot back, or right foot back, left foot back. But then we can do one of several things, is walk our feet up, and you can walk them up in little steps, or we could walk our hands back, or we could do a combination of both. Either way, once we're here, we then want to stick our belly on our thighs and then come up like we learnt last week. So we're just going to rehearse that bit. So then that way we know. We'll do the walking bit in a moment. But what I want to do is from the standing position is just to work on that for the moment. So I'm going to stand with my side to you so you see what I'm talking about. Let's all stand on our mats, please. Fantastic work. All right, so from here, we are setting our feet again. So if you've got the line there, that might help, or your shoulders are a good guide. Let's look at our feet. Now maybe lift your toes up and maybe put them down. We're going to go backwards and forwards, leaning in. Yes, we might want to, yes, that's a bit of a toe stretch. Opening your toes and then spreading them as we come down and then come up the top. We wear shoes so often now that our toes can get really cramped. This is a good way to be able to reset them and allow us to be able to build our balance back up. All right, so maybe you might want to do that with one foot and the other foot. All right, one. All right. Got so much respect for the ladies who wear the big high heels and you see them down and they're walking around. Jeez, man. Oh. No. My wife used to wear the big high heels. Now she doesn't do anything but flats. All right, or the wedges, and then I call it the wedges, and then you know when the women are all over 40 because they all wear the wedges. All the young girls in the nightclubs are all wearing sneakers, right? So anyway. All right, so it's anywhere from look, 60 plus is the new 20 anyway, isn't it? All right, so from here, let's look at our feet. All right, and then let's maybe put our hands on our hips. This is just all learning to sort of be aware of this motion here. That's our pelvis, the pelvic tilt, right? And then, again, our hands in a neutral position. So from here, we're going to inhale. Hands are scooping up to the sky. And then exhaling, using your Ujayi breath, bending and hinging at the hips. Our belly might come to our thighs. As our hands come down to the mat or to the chair, then we release our head. And maybe give it a shake of yes or no to feel that it's released. All right, so from here, this position, I'm just going to look up for the moment. Just keep yourself nice and still. Yep, stay down. Go back down, back down again. So you can bend your knees as much as you need, belly to thighs. All right, so what we're looking for here, or I'm asking you to notice, is that feel of stretch in your lower back, the lower lumbar spine. All right, that's the bit that gives us the sciatica as it's coming around a little bit. So we're giving that a bit of TLC and we're allowing our body weight to give us a bit of a stretch. But from here, when we're going to grow up, right, so we're going to inhale in a moment. Right, we're going to inhale, stacking one vertebrae at a time. Yes. Slowly. Then we're imagining pushing away from our feet and heels. As we come to the top, the shoulders come back. And then we inhale again. Finish off the movement. Hands come together if they can, and then down the center line. All right, cool. So that's the bit what we're going and looking for when we're coming down. So I'll give you an example. When we're still warming up or we're getting there, this is the forward fold. Our belly is on our thighs. I'm a bit lazy sometimes, so I can have my belly less here, and then I'm loose. I can bend my knees as much, or when I'm warm, that's when I straighten the back and I'll feel the back of my legs. But from here, I'm allowing my body weight to come here and I'm feeling for this bottom bit of the spine. Maybe we might try doing ragdoll, which we'll do in a moment. So I'll give you options and then feel what is best for you today. The other one as well, if you're struggling for today to touch the floor, is use this to be able to as support at any height, okay? Or the chair. So there's options. All right, so we're doing forward fold mountain pose. This is mountain. Yes. Looking at our feet, toes up, toes down. Yes, excellent work. Breathing in. Scooping to the sky, right? And then exhaling, hinging at our hips, what we felt before. Coming down, we can bend our knees, our belly might come onto the thighs, our hands might come onto the chair, block or floor. And the last thing we're doing now is doing some yes and no's with our head, because we're letting that go and allowing the base of our neck to have a little bit of a stretch. Just like those Indian head bobble things, right? That's what we're doing at the moment. Maybe you might want to get your hands and then hold your elbows, and then just allow that body weight to see. Maybe you might want to then pedal your toes like we were doing earlier on, lifting your toes as we go side to side a little bit. These are all different options to loosen up our lower back, stretch our shoulders. All right, so that's with the hands here or having them on the ground. And then from here, let's come to some stillness for a moment, and then 2 big breaths, inhaling, exhaling. See where the air goes when we do an Ujayi breath on the way out. Inhaling. And now we're going to grow tall, stacking 1 vertebrae at a time as we inhale. Slowly. Sometimes it might be a 2 breath thing. From here, 1 more, inhaling. As our hands look to our thumbs. And let's try an Ujayi breath on the way out. All right, cool, excellent. That's amazing work, everyone. All right, so we're really connecting to this today is that movement to the breath. All right, so let's now try this one more time. Oh, actually, we're going down to the ground. All right, so, and I'll give the chair option first. All right, so this is the chair option for our sun salutation. So we started it last week. So from here with the chair, I'll give a quick example. Okay. Inhaling, extended, exhaling, our hands come down. All right, we inhale, halfway lift or to the chair, halfway lift, and then exhaling, coming back down. This next bit is I'll give the cues, I'm just giving the example. We inhale, we're coming to what we call plank pose. So we're going to step our right foot back and our left foot back, and then place our hands on the sides of the chairs to give us a push-up position. And that's where we'll all meet in a moment, okay? And then for us who are going to be doing it coming down all the way to the ground, extended mountain, forward fold, halfway lift, and then from here we're going to plant our hands and then step 1 foot back and then the other foot back to be in the push-up position. Yes. All right, excellent. Fantastic. All right, walk your way up, walk up. All right, she's keen. All right, so let's go. Are we happy to give that a shot, everyone? Yeah. Fantastic. All right, so let's look again at our feet, as always. All right, sun salutations, hands, inhaling, looking to our thumbs, exhaling, hinging at the hips, engaging our Ujayi breath, and our stomach is on our thighs. And then we inhale, our hands might come to our legs or the chair, and we're looking straight down and we're straightening our back and legs. Yes, like a bookshelf. All right, so if you're feeling that your back's bent a little bit, there's no books going to be balancing on your back. All right, and then exhaling, hands meet the ground again. This is where it's a little bit different. As I showed before, we might want to plant our hands and then step our left foot back. Step our right foot back. We're in our push-up position now. If you're on the chair, left foot back, yes. Now bring your weight up over your shoulders. Yes, fantastic. This is the push-up position. Inhale, breathe out. Inhale, breathe out. Next thing we're doing is we're bending our knees and then just bringing them down to the floor. Gently. That's it, under control. We are now in our tabletop position. If you're there, so from here, I'm going to stand back up. Stand up, yes.
No, my knee doesn't bend.
Yeah, your knee doesn't, yes, okay, thanks for letting me know. Then from there, we're not onto our knees. Or we can be in our tabletop position in the chair from earlier on. So if that's where we are, we're in this tabletop and we're on our push-up. So from there, okay, we're going to be coming up to our feet again. So if you're okay with this from the chair, I'll show you. Right, it'll be right foot back, left foot back, and then we're going to walk up again to our chair to standing. If we're on the ground and we're on our all fours, we're going to inhale, left foot back or right foot back, doesn't matter. Second foot back, push-up position. From here, we're going to just start to tilt push our tailbone to the sky and then walk our feet and hands together And they're going to meet in forward fold. No, meet in forward fold. Meet in forward fold. Yes. From here, then we stack up slowly. Yes. Fantastic work. Amazing. That's cool. Yes. Oh, hey. Hey, that's awesome. That's good. And, you know, look, rocks and wobbles are fine. We're learning all new things. And there's no right and wrong here. It's just about doing it in a safe way. So this is what I wanted to be able to sort of we'll reiterate on this bit here. So when we're walking, when we come to our forward fold, we always kind of want to meet here. Then we can reset for a moment and then grow tall. What that allows us to do, instead of, you know, you might be picking up a box, you know, when they say to bend your knees and to pick up something. If you pick something up and you do that straight away, you get a bit of a twing in the back. This is where we're teaching our body to be able to get to a position before moving it. So then that way we're subconsciously training our bodies to do so. So let's try this one more time. Okay, coming down from our mountain pose. Come forward a bit on the mat as well so we don't lose traction on the mat. Yep. And then so from here, I'm going to give the cues, and for whatever works for you, whether it's a chair or whether it's down, we're going to be doing the same thing, and I'll be cueing it up. So I'll take it slow, so then that way you can find out which one it is that works best for you. All right, so looking at our feet, as always, yes, rocking backwards and forwards. Maybe we might want to give the ho-ho, right? And then, so from here, hands come to the side, shoulders back, chin slightly tucked. Inhaling, engaging our Ujayi breath on the exhale, exhaling. Forward fold, bending hinging at the hips, hands come down to the mat, right, or block or chair. Right, from here, we inhale. We're going to grow tall, hands come to our legs or to the chair. We're straightening our back and straightening our legs like a bookshelf. Halfway lift. Fantastic. Exhaling now. To then come back to forward fold, but our hands are meeting the mat. And then we're coming into plank pose now. So right foot will come back, left foot will come back, and we're in our plank, whether we're on the chair or whether we are on the, yes, fantastic. And then from here, we're going to inhale as we take lots of little steps and hands. We're going to meet in forward fold, right? Yes, excellent everyone. Right, so here, take a moment to reset, look at your legs, look at your hands, give your head a shake. And then from here, we're going to set inhale as we grow tall again. Right. Yes, hands come out. Last one here now. Inhaling, hands might come together. And then we do a big Ujayi breath out. And look at maybe growing a bit taller, pushing our feet into the ground. And there. That's amazing work, everyone. All right, so, okay, well, geez, that's nearly the... We're going to do that one more time, so then next week we can work on that extra flow. So this is our, what we call the sun salutation. All right, so that's amazing. So we've all gone down to the ground and back up. And that will also help, as well as if you have a fall at home, maybe that might be something that you can use to be able to help you get up as well, you know, if you've had a trip or a fall. Okay, so it's all in stages. Looking at the ground again, I'm repeating myself, but that's all good to be able to make sure we're feeling for it. Feeling our toes. Yes, fantastic. All right, looking at our hands, our hips might be there, slightly, our tilt might be there. So when we call it duck bum, actually, this is something. So when you hear the term, you might have heard it before, duck bum is when you sort of stick your ass out like this, right? And walk around that. That's the duck bum. So what we're doing is that puts lots of pressure on the lower back. So what we're trying to do is go like this, and we're pulling, imagining we're pulling our belly button towards our spine. But we don't need to do it all the time, but it's just feeling that tilt. So if I'm going to go here again, let's just feel that tilt. You can put your hands here and you'll feel that tilt there. So we're just having a slight pelvic tilt where our pelvis is forward. That's what we're looking for instead of the duck bum there. So that releases the pressure in the back. From here, our hands are going to come down to the side. Fantastic. And then we're going to breathe in, looking to the sky, Ujayi breath out. As we hinge at the hips, looking down, heads last to release. This is what we call forward fold. 2, 3, inhaling, halfway lift, hands come to, and straighten the back, straighten the legs, hands come to our legs like a bookshelf or the chair. We're looking and imagining it, we're balancing books on our back, or the kids are on the back, you know, giving them a piggyback or the horse, right? And inhaling to set, and then exhaling as we then come back down to forward fold. Our hands meet the mat or the chair, taking our left foot back this time. Our right foot back. Right, we're coming slowly into it, into our plank pose from here. Maybe look at your feet and have them shoulder width apart. Walk them out a little bit. Yes, now push your heels back. Yep. All right, we're coming forward now, bringing our weight forward to our arms, yes. All right, from here we're going to take 2 breaths. Inhale. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Now we're going to take lots of little steps as we inhale, and we're going to meet and forward fold. Yes. Coming up to our top now, looking at our feet. Yes. And then from here, we're going to inhale as we go up to the top, coming into mountain pose. Scoop that energy up, and then Ujayi breath out. Nice and grounded. Amazing work, everyone. Wow, yay. So we've gone through that whole variation of the sun salutations. So that's the hard work done today. We'll do some more work with our standing postures a bit later on. Let's make our way to the ground again. Maybe onto your back. Slowly, whichever way works best for you. Yeah. You could come down there, yes, that's right. Or you could come down whichever way like we've learned. If that's easier for you, yes, you could do those ones as well. Yeah. Maybe you might want to grab your strap. Has everyone got access to a strap? Have you got one back there? There's a strap next to that chair too. Has everyone got a strap? Yeah, grab your strap. Grab the strap, please. Yep. All right, so if there's a loop in it, that's fine. If there's no loop, you can just use the other. But what we're going to do now is just work our way onto your back, onto the ground. Oh, that's nice. All right, for the moment, I want you to then now, with your feet, imagine your feet being shoulder width apart. Again, we're setting here, all these ones here in the chairs, that's also fine. Okay, I'll give the chair variation in a moment. From here, we've got our knees slightly bent, our feet are facing the short edge of the mat, they're shoulder width apart. That's our starting position, and I want you to have a bit of a wiggle and feel your tailbone or your lower back on the floor, and then also maybe feel for your shoulder blades both touching the floor and adjusting them, so then that way they're just relaxed and your hands could come out. Right, so this is our laying position, which we'll be starting off in. And then, so I'll give the ones for the guys on the ground at the moment, right? So if you're on the ground, I want you to lift your right leg as we inhale, and then bring that in for a hug. Right, bring it in for a hug, yep, bend your knee, yep. And then exhaling, putting it down. And then I want you to get that again with your left leg and bringing it in for a hug, hold for 2, 3, and then bring it down. I want you to do that now, continue on and add your Ujayi breath. If we're in the chair, same. Different options is allow yourself to come back into the seat. I'll do it this way so you can see. Let yourself sit down in the seat. Again, looking at our feet. Right, shoulder width apart. And then from here, shoulders come back, so we're not pushing forward a little bit, and we're inhaling and bringing our knee up, if you can bend it or feel underneath here, and then placing it down. Right. They call it wind release pose. This is it. So if you had baked beans this morning, don't fart. Right. Inhaling. It's good to massage your stomach, and this helps the air come back around as well in this different way. So inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. Okay, so if you're on the ground as well, when you have your leg, keep doing it right, is just as you come up and then you're holding your knee in, maybe you might want to actually just then point and flex your foot and see what that actually does as well. We're going to give our ankles a little bit of TLC here. All right, so pull your toes back, point them forward, point them back, and then foot down. So we don't really need that strap. All right, inhaling, because we'll run out of time. And you know, as an instructor, one of the things for me is like less is more, because I get excited about being able to show you so much stuff. Yeah. We do it one at a time and then work on little bits. All right. And then by week 6, which is only in a couple of weeks, you'll feel that difference. Okay, so with this one here now, especially, and then on the ground. So if we're here, I'm going to show the difference, is we're going to pull it up, but we're going to actually maybe pull our leg across a little. It doesn't need to come all the way across, but we're going to imagine we're pulling it up towards this shoulder, but then we might just want to do a slight across, and we're going to feel that stretch in the side of our hip. If we're on the ground, all right, so this actually might feel a little bit more. So if you wanted to stretch this leg out a little bit, we're leaning back now using our chair. All right, so teenage kid, your hands going, Nana, like this, right? So this is how we're doing it. We're leaning back a little bit more, lifting our foot, and then pulling it across. So we're going to bring our sit bones. If you're in the chair, come forward to the chair a bit. Chair's not going to fall. Come back a little bit. Recliner, yeah, lazy boys there. All right, and then we're going to lift our left leg up and then bring it across. Yeah. If you're on the ground, maybe you might want to stretch your leg that's bent. Right, so the one that you're not hugging is the one that comes out. So lengthen it up. That's it. Yep. And then you may also feel the front of that stretched leg, which is your hip flexor stretch. So you pull the leg across now, yeah, from the ground, yes, and pull it to the other side. So from here, our legs down, we might pull it slightly across, and we might feel this part of our butt stretching a little bit, right? It's only a gentle stretch, and what we're doing now is we're releasing our transverse abdominis. So that's coming back here. Yes, fantastic. All right, everyone, amazing work. So now we're going to come into final resting pose. If you're in the chair, lean back there, close your eyes. All the hard work's done. If you're on the ground, heads down. You can close your eyes now. All right, come into corpse pose or final resting pose. Yep. Allow yourself to get heavy.
So, I do this stretching thing before getting out of bed.
Yes.
This one you just did.
Yes.
You know, up and down,
Yes.
so.
Yes. Yes, supine twisting and everything like that. And we'll go. I'll explain that in a moment. So we'll just finish off our session. So if you close down your eyes, we don't need to shape our breath anymore. Just relax your shoulders, relax your jaw. Sometimes throughout the practice we might find that we do lose a little bit of focus on the breath because we're trying other things, and that's okay. And this is the bit where now we're going to relax everything. Maybe you might want to just, while your eyes are closed, is move your jaw side to side and relax that. We can get tense. And this is the time to then notice, where am I tense? What can I let go? And what can I be grateful for in the practice that I've had today? And as we are lying here in our Shavasana, or final resting pose, taking our breaths in, we're going to come back to our theme, which is I am. Exploring a personalized breath affirmation. By tuning inwards again and asking yourself, what positive affirmation do I need to think about that I said earlier? Inhaling, mentally repeat this chosen affirmation that you set, allowing it to fill your mind and your heart with positive energy. As you exhale, let go of any doubt or distractions and anchor yourself in the present moment. If you find that your mind begins to wander, just bring yourself back to this affirmation. Alright, now we're going to ask yourself to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. We're going to come back into our body now. Maybe you might want to wake up and give yourself a big full body stretch, hands over the head if that works for you. You might even want to give yourself a hug and bring your knees in close. That'll work as well, whichever way. Alright. This is waking up from the practice, ready to set the new day. And then rolling onto your preferred side for a couple of breaths before making your way up to a seated position. Or if you're in the seat again, it's just relax. I like this. I like the chair yoga. It's really good. I like the options there. So it's good to be able to really come in for that. Fantastic work. And we'll all meet in our seated position. Fantastic. All right, we're going to do 100 more of those sit-ups now, man. Yeah. We'll get into boat pose next week. All right, so as we bring our practice to a close, I want you to take one breath in with me, inhaling and exhaling, let it all out. And then as was alluded to earlier on, we're going to do an Om to finish off the session. So if you don't feel like doing the Om and making the sound, you can just mentally do it. Otherwise, with me, we're going to breathe in, close the eyes down, and breathe out for Om. Om. We're going to do it one more time now. Inhale for Om. One more time. Love it, that's awesome. Okay, keeping your eyes closed, everyone, bring your hands to prayer, what we call prayer, and we'll put our thumbs in between our eyes, and this is called the third eye, to clarify thought. Bring your hands to your lips to clarify speech. What we say internally is equally as important as what we say externally. And then bringing your hands down to your heart center or in between your chest to clarify our intent. And today's theme was I am. Thank you so much for joining me and allowing me to guide you through this 60-minute session, as well as allowing yourself the time to have some self-care, setting you up for an awesome week. Thank you very much. Namaste. Well done, everyone. You guys pushed it today. Woo!
Such a good picture.
Thank you.